Hey, this is Mr. Molo for Puzzle Time 3.7. So the joke for this one is, what do sharks eat for dinner? Alright, so remember, when we go through these, make sure you have your notes out. It's very important where the numbers are in accordance to the absolute value or parentheses, depending if you're looking at 3.6 or 3.7. So here on number 1, we see that there's a +6, and that +6 is outside the absolute value bars. When I have that +6 and it's outside the absolute value bars, that means it's going to be going the vertical translation, and since it's plus, that means it's going to be going actually up. So vertical translation, 6 units up, so letter A there. Okay, number 2, we have an x minus 3, and now the x minus 3 is inside the absolute value bars. So when it's inside the absolute value bars, that means it's the horizontal translation. Then remember, this is the one that's kind of backwards. Horizontal is always backwards, so minus 3 you would assume means left, but it does not, it means right. So we're looking at letter S here. Horizontal translation, 3 units right. Number 3, the only thing that's different about those two is it's a negative sign. Remember, when the negative sign is inside the absolute value bars like that, that means it is a reflection over the y-axis, so letter P. Number 4, we have a 1/4 in front of the absolute value bars. So remember, when we have a 1/4 in front, that means it's a vertical, and vertical are the ones that's normal, so 1/4 is a vertical shrink by a factor of 1/4, so D. 5, 6, 7, 8 look a little tricky because now there's something else that's in front of them there. So here I have x minus 7, and here I have x minus 7. So really the difference between these two is this minus 3 on the outside. So with that minus 3 on the outside, again, since it's on the outside of the absolute value bars, we know it's going to be a vertical stretch, and then the minus makes it reflect. So I'm looking for a reflection over the x-axis and a vertical stretch by a factor of 3. So letter N. Here I have a +1 inside my absolute value bars, and here I had a -2. So to go from +1 to -2, really that means I'm moving 3 spots over. So I'm looking for something with a horizontal translation 3 spots to the right. And then there's nothing outside here. And we have a +8 here. So that means I went 3 spots to the right. And then the 8 on the outside means I went 8 units up. So that's going to be letter F. Horizontal translation 3 units to the right. And vertical translation 8 units up. Number 7, I have an x + 9. And here I have an x + 7. So if I am left 9 units and then all of a sudden I am left 7 units, that means to get from 9 units to 7, that means I went 2 spots to the right. And then here I have a -6 and a -10. So to go from -6 to -10, that means I need to go another 4 units down. So that's going to be letter H. So from 9 to 7 is 2 units to the right. And then from -6 to -10 is 4 more units down. And then for number 8, we both have an x minus 11, x minus 11, +8, +8. The only difference here is this 4. And remember, when a 4 is inside the absolute value bars or parentheses, it's a horizontal movement. And remember, horizontals are the ones that are kind of backwards. So since it's 4, we're going to flip it, and we're going to make it 1/4. And so it's going to be letter S here. We have a horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/4. All right, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are the ones where we need to write it out. So we have 4 remaining options here. All of them have a 3 or 1/3 or something in there. So on number 9 here, it has a horizontal translation 3 units left. So remember, horizontal translation means it's going to be inside the absolute value bars, and 3 units left means it's going to be +3, and then it has a reflection over the x-axis. So that means we're going to have something negative on the outside, so that's going to be matched with letter H here. So here's our reflection, and then +3 means left 3. Number 10, we have a vertical stretch by a factor of 3. And remember, stretches and shrinks, vertical stretches and shrinks are on the outside. So I know I'm looking for something like that, like C, and a reflection in the y-axis. There's my reflection with a -x. So that one's going to be letter C. Number 11, we have a reflection in the x-axis again. So that means I'm looking just like number 9 for a negative sign outside the absolute value bars. And then a vertical translation 3 units up means up 3. So letter I up there. And then number 12, last one, horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/3 and a vertical translation 3 units down. So remember, horizontal means it's going to be on the inside of the absolute value bars, and then 3 units down, that means it's going to be on the outside, and since it's down, it's going to be a -3. So again, another little letter I down there at the bottom. So the answer to the joke, what do sharks eat for dinner? The answer is fish and chips.